Ball first and 10 at the 12-yard line of the Seahawks. Sean goes right, has a cutback lane, and he does. He's across the 20, the 25, 30, 35, 40. Here he goes. Are they going to catch him? 40, 35, 30. Touchdown, Seahawks! 12, they're bringing the trophy home. Your Seahawks, Super Bowl 48 champions. Holy catfish! Baldwin's going to throw back to Russell. He's got it! Touchdown! Seahawks! Are you kidding me?
Let's Hawk It Out with your hosts Kevin Porter and Rich Harris.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's hawk it out. I'm your host, Kevin Porter, alongside, as always, Rich Harris. What's up, my buddy?
It's on. Training camp is here. Exciting times. What's happening in your direction?
Dude, same thing, dude. Training camp. I'm like focused in, dude. Every day, my eyes are glued to the ESPN, man. People are getting deals. People are getting cut, dude. People are catching footballs, Rich. It's the best time of the year.
I know, exactly. Yeah, it was good to see training camp get started and not too far into training camp, seeing DK get his deal. Looked like it was, 74? Was it 72?
$76 million, dude. 3-year extension through 2025, dude. I feel like that's our top story of the week, dude. I mean, like you said, dude, DK gets the extension, dude. So what are your immediate thoughts when you heard that?
I was just glad that we're going to keep one of the superstars, the one that we can afford at least. We got to have a face of the team. I mean, by all means, we got to have that guy. And we get a guy like him that is just that, the face of the team, somebody that is talented as him. You got to capture that. You got to hang on to it for a while. And that gives something for the fans to be excited about, myself included. I know you're excited. And at the same time, all of the fellas around him, all the receivers around him that were drafted in 2019, your guys like A.J. Brown and Deebo Samuel, another one I can't think of his name right now, McLaren or something like that. They all got around the same price, about 24, 23 mil a year each, respectively. So they all kind of got that around the same time. DK kind of beat them all out with the signing bonus. Looks like he got 30 million signing bonus, which was the largest ever given.
Man.
McLaurin got it 28, and then Deebo Samuel got 24, and then Brown got 23. So out of those four guys, that kind of group of guys that were all solid guys that are still competing and just all got their 3-year extensions, he was I'd say the leader out.
Well, not all news is good news, unfortunately, going into training camp this last week, Rich. Jamal Adams has broken his finger in the first practice. Can this guy catch a solid break in life, dude?
Yeah, I don't know, man, about Jamal anymore. I really don't. I don't know if he's just wild and acting crazy or if he just got bad luck. I understand that he hit it on a teammate's helmet or something like that. It was his middle finger on his left hand. It got twisted in a teammate's helmet on one of the final plays. In first training camp practice that they had, first day of official training camp.
The first day.
Our defensive diva breaks his finger. So it was the same finger before, I guess, that he had surgically repaired. So that's also kind of a double whammy or a double jeopardy, I guess. I don't know about him. He bothers me as it is. I love his talent. I just want Jamal Adams to let his actions speak louder than he usually does about who he is. I want him to show us what he is and who he is. And I want him to impress everybody on the Seahawks. And the fans is what I mean.
Yeah, we gave up so much for him too, dude. I mean, dude, how many first-round picks did we give up to the New York Jets? At least one, right? If not, more in value, dude.
Yeah. There was two. I think it was 2020 and 2021. Or 2021 and 2022. Yeah, I think it was 2020 and 2021. Yeah, there was more than that. So yeah, it was almost like a Russell Wilson, not as big at the time, but it was a big deal. And the Jets really wanted to get rid of him. So, go figure.
Well, maybe they saw something that we obviously didn't. I don't know. Like you said, dude, like you definitely want to see him do well, but I mean, so far the last, several seasons, man, he's always ended up on the injury list. And here going into the first day of training camp, dude, he breaks his finger, dude. I mean, like, hopefully it's not, more of, more of the same this year, dude. Hopefully he comes back from it. Obviously it's a broken finger. It's not like, a torn pec or anything like, again, I don't even know what injuries he had previously, but they were enough to put him on the sidelines, at least for the time being. So hopefully, I'll be optimistic moving forward here, Rich, when it comes to Jamal Adams.
Yeah, I gotta be. That's the best I can do is be optimistic. Stop trusting my reads, I guess. I don't know. He always just came in very flamboyant, and his interviews and stuff really just threw me off, and I just kind of bugged me, and he still bugs me. Like I said, I just want him to show and improve. That's all I'm asking out of Jamal Adams, and not get hurt.
Just shut up and play, dude. Just shut up and play, dude. That's all it comes down to, man. So, it seems like the quarterback competition, dude. We got updates, we got news, dude. Tight end Noah Fant took to the airwaves and commented on Drew Lock, dude. I mean, like, did you have a chance to hear Noah Fant's comments about possibly the future quarterback of the Seattle Seahawks?
There was an interview I came across with him. I'm not sure which source had done it, but I read it. And yeah, he was asked, just like any player that's getting up there, the press tries to bring in the question of how's the QB competition going. And of course, he came in from Denver with Drew Lock. And I'm not going to say that he's just going to always plug him and be, use favoritism or whatever, but he did say that he did remind us of what Drew Lock has been through. When Drew Lock went to Denver, it's like he kind of went through the blender there. He kind of started out with COVID in his first year, it looked like. Then he had a new offensive coordinator in 2020 and 2021. He started in 2020, but struggled heavily, I guess. And that was in the midst of COVID when it greatly impacted his offseason. And then he ended up by being Denver's backup in 2021. So he's had a mix of this, and that. So really, quite frankly, he does have his solid chance right now. Geno Smith has his solid chance right now, being a backup, and let these guys go at it. They both have a clear-cut chance to become the starter. And if either one of them wavers or either one of them doesn't get it, then that's just going to prove to everybody, and it is what it is. It's going to prove to people that they just probably aren't the starter that they think they are. And Geno Smith has never really been that starter on a team. He was for a while with the Jets when he first started out. But Drew Lock, I don't think has ever gotten the chance. So open mind here from me on the QB battle.
I'm pulling for Drew Lock. I don't know why, dude. I just feel like he's got something special, and that hopefully, given, like you said, surrounding him with the right pieces, he'll be able to flourish, within the system up there in Seattle. I definitely feel, just again being very optimistic, and us now committing so much money to with the wide receiver that we just re-signed here. Rich, help me out with that dude's name. I totally spaced that dude's name.
It's DK to the Metcalf.
That's right. I don't know. I was thinking Jeremiah. I don't know, dude. I don't know. I had a J in there. So, no, dude. But with all that money committed to DK Metcalf, we speak about this every single week. We just need somebody to manage the game, dude. And I don't know. We saw Geno Smith last season, dude, and I guess he did okay. But I mean, like you said, he came from playing with a different team back then, and the Jets, right? And it didn't fare so well. I mean, obviously he's playing for the Jets, so I mean you can't really say too much. But I mean, given his chances,
and the word is that Geno is the clear-cut leader right now. I mean, it's not like it's a big contrasting difference, but he is considered the leader by most because obviously he knows the playbook, and he's setting that bar for Drew to compete against. I mean, and why would Geno give up his opportunity? He was behind Russell Wilson for 3 years, so now he's got the clear-cut paved way. Again, if I was Geno Smith or Drew Lock, I'd be very excited. I'd be like, this is my chance. I've got this guy to compete against. nobody ever talks about Jacob Eason. He's from UW. Why isn't he not in the conversation? Anytime you hear coach, he'll hey, you guys got to remember, we still got Jacob Eason. So there's 3 quarterbacks, but it seems
I didn't
like
even realize there was 3 quarterbacks, dude. I didn't even know that.
Yep. There's 3 of them there, and that'll be part of something I'll be taking a look at too this coming weekend. But we'll get to that. But yeah, Gino, it looks like he's the clear-cut starter right now. But again, it's so early in training camp. Why wouldn't he be? I mean, he's the more experienced one in the Seahawks, so it makes the most sense.
Well, talk about making sense, Rich. Have you ever heard of the name Amanda Ruler? And did you know that she wants to be the driving force for women in football? Did you know that, Rich?
Yeah. How'd you hear about her?
I checked her rundown sheet. I found out about it about 10 seconds. But no, man, it's an exciting time to be.
I was trying to be.
Right? How'd you know about that?
I was trying to be creative.
There you go.
No, excellent. No, really. I when she first hit the scene on Seahawks.com, I was interested, and I just clicked on it and I listened to her interview. And here's the thing: she was granted one of this internships with the Bill Walsh Diversity Coaching Fellowship program, and I guess what that is, I'm not sure exactly if it's just for women or minorities. I haven't looked that far into it, so I apologize to those listening. But in her case, she's looking to prove herself as a coach while also providing an example for girls and women who are interested in football like she is. Now, she's played football. She's from Canada, I believe, and she's coached football. I think she coaches a girls team, or is a part of a coach of a team up there of younger kids of sorts. Anyway, she's going to be with the Seahawks, I think, throughout all of training camp. I'm not sure if she's going to be with us through the season, but you're going to see her out there. She's got really long black hair. She's really bright and outgoing, and I think she's a shadowing defensive coordinator, I believe is what she's doing.
Wow. Well, dude, good for them for bringing
pretty exciting,
awesome interns in, dude. I mean, like, I don't know. I think it's exciting when you see, across all the boards, you got women entering the league here in the NFL, along also with all other sports across the United States. Man, it's definitely becoming more of the norm in terms of including them on the staff and whatnot. So, dude, one day, dude, we're gonna see a head coach in the NFL, and it's gonna be a woman. Guarantee you that, Rich.
Oh, it'll happen. It'll definitely happen. And this is gals like Amanda are the ones that are paving the way for that. I mean, we've already got, I wish I knew her name, but there's the gal in San Francisco 49ers. And you've seen some of her commercials between football games and stuff. And she's elevated and she's advanced her coaching from what I understand and risen levels. So yeah, good for Amanda. She's got to start somewhere. So it's going to be pretty exciting to have her a part of our team. I think that's the first official female coach that we've ever had. So that's pretty neat.
Making history, dude. Always. The Seattle Seahawks, dude. So speaking of history, I guess, I don't know if you want to classify this as history making, but padded helmets are popping up in training camp all over the league. We got an article here talking Ron Rivera doubles down on support for the Guardian caps. I mean, what's your immediate reaction to that, Rich?
I don't know. It was weird. I was watching some highlights of the training camp, and then I was also checking another team's training camp for a player that I watch on another team. Anyway, I seen these big padded caps, and I know I've seen them in the past. Maybe a quarterback would wear one here and there, but it sounds like it was a decision that was made by the teams at some point to add these, and they're starting to roll out this year. You'll see what they look like. The players are already saying, some of them say, I don't mind, and I don't feel a difference. And other players are saying it's ridiculous. This is distracting. We don't like them. But I think obviously the goal is to lessen the chance of head injuries by at least 20%. If both the players are wearing caps during a collision, then the chances drop by 10% or something like that. So it's the linemen and the running back, tight end, linebackers. They're required to wear them at practice from now through the second full weekend of the preseason games, because the NFL has found they lessen the chance of the head injuries, like we said. I don't know if that means they're going to wear them in the games too. That would look weird, but I doubt it.
Well, we got
maybe just in practice. Yeah, from practice.
Yeah, I got a quote here from JJ Watt saying, "You feel like a bobblehead, like you're gonna fall over. They're surely not the only ones to be displeased." So, Riviera also went on to tell Barriere his players complained too, but the concerns lessened as time went on. So apparently they get used to it as time goes on, Rich.
I mean, they look like a blockhead. I don't know if you remember Rock'em Sock'em Robots, when you were doing the little, like the little hungry hippo, but it was a ring, and Rock'em Sock'em Robots, and you'd hit that guy and his big blockhead would go flying. I don't know. They just look weird. It looks like pixelated head, kind of with those little foam blocks on there.
Well, I think it's definitely, I definitely think though it's very important that the NFL does address head injuries because
for sure.
As a parent, I don't necessarily want my kids doing football. It's just you see more and more of these NFL players that unfortunately are seeing an untimely postpartum leaving of this earth or whatever, and the scans that they're coming out with, dude. Their brains are riddled with CTE, dude, and that's highly concerning when you take a look at it.
Oh yeah, for sure. I'm making fun of the way they look, just like the players were a little bit, but obviously the overall idea is there, and that's good that they voted it in because they'll get used to it and they'll see less injuries. The numbers will show that. You can never cheat the data. The data always proves if it's working or not. So we'll wait and see what that looks like.
Exactly.
I'm sure it'll be better. It has to be.
Safety first, NFL. Safety first.
That's right.
So, all right, man. So, what else do we got here? Rich, I think we want to go ahead and open up about your upcoming weekend coming up this week. You got some special plans if you don't mind letting the listeners in on what's going on this coming weekend.
Yeah, we haven't got the exact day yet, but we definitely have a few days that we're targeting here, but definitely going to training camp this weekend. So it'll be very fitting for our podcast here for me to come back and have a lot of subject matter, be there live with the group and be, it's I don't know if anybody listening has ever been to a training camp, but it is one of the more intimate experiences with the team where you can actually be at field level with them. We've gotten autographs at times. My wife's even gotten lucky and gotten Coach Carroll's autograph one time, just walked right to her. But yeah, we're going to be there this weekend and looking forward to providing an update and of our times there, and we'll have plenty of subject matter for part 2 of this training camp episode we're doing here on Let's Hawk It Out.
Let's hawk it out, Rich Harris, dude. I'm looking forward to part 2, my friend. I'm definitely looking forward to part 2. So as we kind of round down this episode, man, we got some, I guess kind of expected news here. KJ Wright signs 1-day contract to retire with the team. J.R. Sweezy the next day as well, dude. It was quite the week last week in terms of retirements.
Yeah, I'm just going to say that it's just goes to show that how much the team respects their players, especially the players of these caliber. And teams don't take that lightly. I don't know. I'm not a head office or front office of a team, but they're not going to let just anybody come in and sign a 1-day contract and go through all the motions of that, the paperwork and everything, unless they really respect them as well and want them to be retired as a Seahawk. So I love it. If you haven't watched the KJ Wright press conference, my wife told me don't watch it because it's a tearjerker. He's a very passionate guy. His heart is in Seattle, and stay tuned. You might see him. I expect to see him somewhere on the staff in the future with the Seahawks because he's expressed that possibility very highly, and I'm sure he's been in their face about it. So we'll see what that entails or what that brings. I don't think it would be anything this year. It'd be too soon, but maybe as soon as next year. Let's hope we see KJ on the Seahawks staff. That would be badass.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with you on that one, dude. Seeing KJ Wright on the sideline every single Sunday and or Monday or Thursday, dude. Yeah, dude, it'd be very poetic to see him, come back as a sideline coach, dude, for sure, dude. So,
hell yeah,
dude. Yeah. So, what's the name Ruben Foster mean to you? Because apparently he was working out with the Seahawks here recently.
Yeah, I did come across that one as well. He came out, and I believe I don't know what year he came out. Let's see. I think I got an article here somewhere, but Ruben Foster was drafted by the 49ers. He was a linebacker, and he was pretty brutal when he first came out, but he had injuries, and I think he had some off the field issues. So he ended up by getting derailed, and he spent the entirety of like 2019 and 2020 as well on the injured reserve. And then I guess he spent all of 2021 out of the league. So, it's not like a Colin Kaepernick's analogy of sorts. Just nothing that big or extreme trying to get back in the league, especially he doesn't have that kind of situation going. So I don't know. I mean, I don't know what he still has in the tank. I don't know what shape he's in. I just thought it was interesting because he was kind of a beast in his little prime that he had. I don't even know if you could call it a prime, but in the glimpse that we got of him. So anytime they bring in somebody, it's always, I'm just as interested as they are to see how they work out.
Yeah, it says Ruben Foster was a first-round selection by the San Francisco 49ers in 2017. Let me, don't mind me as I puke off Mike as I had to utter the name San Francisco 49ers, Rich. But he was, yeah, dude. So he was a first-round pick, like you said, dude. So, yeah, hopefully he's got some gas left in the tank, dude. He can come into training camp and earn a spot on the team, dude, because, dude, I'm all about those redemption stories, Rich. I'm all about that.
Yeah, and it sounds like we have a little bit of room in the linebacker corps too. So, and it's some leadership wouldn't hurt there. We've got a lot of younger guys in there. The younger guys are actually going to be the new foundation of the linebacker crew, in my opinion. Like I've said before, Jordan Brooks, Cody Barton, Ben Burkervin, we released him injury, so he may make it back to the practice squad at some point, but that's the loss that I'm speaking of. And that kind of creates an opening of sort for maybe a starter. And I don't know if Ruben Foster is of starting caliber coming back, from 2018, the last time he played Halloween. So we'll see. But again, open-minded. I always like it when they bring in somebody that has experience and somebody that was a high caliber player and maybe have just been sitting on the sideline for, whatever reason. You never know what they still have left in the tank. So that always piques my interest.
Well, time will tell, Rich Harris. Time will tell. And speaking of time, I hope with your off time, you're watching the brand new series called The Sound. 3 episodes are out so far. They're about 20 to 30 minutes each, Rich, but I hope you've been able to check these out.
Oh, man, I hope you've been able to check them out. I'm all over those ones. The latest one was episode 3, and it was pretty much all about Tyler Lockett. That one was only about 15 minutes, but man, it's a great episode. You go inside of Tyler's life, what he's about. They get a lot of inside look at the team headquarters and stuff like that. It's pretty cool. A little docu-series, it's not Hard Knocks like HBO did. It's nothing like that. It looks like the Seahawks just finally decided to do their own series. And I like it. And it's once a month. So it should be throughout the season. I think it's 10 episodes. It might not last the full season. But once a month, keep an eye on it. I watch it on the Seahawks YouTube channel. That seems to be the easiest way for me to catch up with it.
Yeah, dude, it's cool that they're keeping it in house in that sense, dude. Because you don't need to let HBO in. Come on, dude. Those shows are for the crappy teams that finish, 1 in 17 or whatever their records.
That's right.
Let the Lions take them, dude. No, whatever, HBO.
Right. No, I agree. And that's probably why we've avoided it. We always consider ourselves a championship caliber team. And it usually does seem to go, HBO would seem to go after the lowly teams or something, right? And kind of figure out what their struggles are and stuff like that. And we'd never want to be a part of that conversation. So ours is the Sound of the Seahawks, or the Sound for short. And maybe we could put a link to the series on there or something, or the page on Seahawks for the listeners.
Oh, no doubt, dude. Check the show notes, dude. We got the YouTube page for the Seattle Seahawks right there, dude. It's right there for the taking, man. All right. So I guess our final topic of the day, don't necessarily want to end it on a downer necessarily, but we got Deshaun Watson only getting 6 games of suspension. Should have been at least 1 year, right, Rich? Don't you feel like that? It should have been at least 1 year in terms of suspensions, but no, only getting 6 games. What do you think?
No, I thought this was going to be about at least a year, like you said, or 2. I thought it was going to come down to a year, and then people were still going to be mad because he didn't get more, just because the mere amount of complaints or accusations.
Complaints, exactly.
But not only that, how many of them did he settle? And it's like, does that mean you're not admitting guilt, or you want? He didn't seem to want to battle or fight it.
charges.
Yeah, I mean, he explained it did happen, and but we don't know exactly what happened, and yeah, it's up to the NFL to decide. This is their league, so it sounds like a judge had recommended the 6 games. It sounds like it's still under review, but you know, I don't know if that's fair. I don't know if that's right. If that's the case, maybe the Browns did get a good deal, and we're right with shipping off Mayfield. We'll see. You know, it looks like Mayfield was already throwing interceptions. I mean, I guess it's only training camp, so right, we're not going to judge him quite yet. But God, the poor guy, right? You know, you want him to go down there and shine. You want him to go out, he get kicked out of Cleveland. You want him to go to Carolina and shine. So I'm kind of rooting for him as an underdog. I always root for the underdog. So I'm going to keep an eye on Baker Mayfield and kind of root for him and hope he kind of bounces back. Speaking of the Drew Locks and the Geno Smiths, he'll be on my list for that, on my radar as well.
That's a good list, Sean. It's a good list to have, dude. You know, good luck to Baker Mayfield out there in the land of Carolina, the land of the Panthers. But yeah, no, dude, I think Deshaun Watson, I mean, just for the mere amount of complaints that, like you said, you know, it's just, you think it would have been a little bit more, but I mean, I don't know. Ray Rice gets banned from the NFL for life, and then, you know, you get a handful of sexual harassment complaints, and I guess you're still allowed to play the majority of the season in the NFL. But hey, you know, sometimes shit happens, I guess.
Right. Well, it is what it is. I'm glad he's not on my team. It's just sometimes you just touch base on that around the league news or something, and I think people are talking about that one, so we might as well brushed on it real quick there. But yeah, that's about all I got. What do you got? You got anything else?
Well, Rich, I'm just you know, as we move into the month of August now, you can feel the fall getting closer, even though we're still experiencing 100-degree weather days. I can feel it in the matter of you know, it's just a snap of a finger, dude. It's going to be September. It's going to be kickoff. I mean, we're going to be covering real life football here within the month, almost, dude. Within almost 1 month, we will have real live regular season football, and I'm excited for that. I'm excited for our podcast. I'm excited for our friendship, Rich Harris. I'm all around a positive mental. I'm keeping a positive mental attitude moving forward in life, dude.
All right. You and me both, buddy. And I'm looking forward to all of the above, and super excited. Of course, as you know, I'll be at a lot of these games, the training camp this weekend. So I'm looking forward to bringing some of my experiences here for our listeners on this little endeavor we got going here. So definitely excited and looking forward to all of that as well moving forward.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, as we close up shop here on Let's Hawk It Out, remember to share our podcast. We're a brand new podcast. We need a little help out there. So if you enjoy what we're bringing to the table, we ask you to, hey, tell a friend, you know, let your grandma know that, hey, those guys on Let's Hawk It Out, they're pretty fucking cool, dude. So
that's right.
Hey, I went like 40 minutes without dropping one F-bomb, dude. I think we owe it to the audience.
Got to show people.
Try to keep it
real
clean on here, but still.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
I felt the energy. All right. Rich Harris, any final words before we get out of here?
I'm good, brother. Like I said, I can't wait till next week. We'll post up another one, part 2, and we'll drop more F-bombs at that time.
Hell yeah, dude. All right, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Kevin Porter, Rich Harris. We'll see you guys next time on Let's Hawk It Out.
All right.